G'day guys, and welcome back to the channel. Exciting video today. We are comparing the Uneekor Eye Mini versus the Foresight GC3. That's right, I have one in the studio. We're testing them side by side, and we're going to get down to the bottom of this spin axis issue with the Eye Mini. Does it have a spin axis issue? How accurate is the Eye Mini? How are the ball speeds? I'm going to dig into all that data today. I'm going to go through my standard test where I start off by hitting my 60-yard pitch shots, and then I'm going to work back all the way through to driver. First off, I want to give a massive shout out to the actual person who loaned me this GC3, and that is Sam from Bayside Golf. If you haven't checked out Bayside Golf, if you are looking to get a sim in your house in Australia, look no further than Bayside Golf. Trust me when I say this. Look at some of the testimonials on the website from people who have actually bought them. Look at the way the actual screen sits on the frame, how flat it is. Compare that to the other competitors out there in Australia. Trust me, there is a big difference between the quality and what you're going to get from Bayside Golf versus the competitors. So if you haven't done so already, check out Bayside Golf, and thank you, Sam, for loaning me this GC3 so I can do these tests. This is absolutely not a sponsored video as well. I just thought I'd give Sam a shout out because he's actually sent me his GC3. He's in Queensland, I'm in South Australia. He posted me his GC3 so I could do these tests, so I really appreciate that. Now, this GC3 that I do have is a ball data only unit, unfortunately, so we can't look at the club data. However, we're going to be looking at ball data today, and especially in this test, I'm going to be paying attention to spin axis. So that's the biggest thing I'm going to be looking at in this test, because like I've said in countless other videos, to me, the testing I've done on the betas for the Eye Mini, even to this release, it has a right spin axis bias. And I've said this to Uneekor before they released this. I told them about this. Unfortunately, they didn't see it in time. They released it to everyone, and now it's out and everyone's using it. The reason this is so important is because it has affected my golf swing. I knew about it. I knew it had a right spin axis bias, but it still has affected the way I'm swinging the club, and it's caused me to come over the top. I'm getting real steep. I'm trying to close the face. So it's effectively made my swing worse. I've gotten worse from using this product. And what I really want to show today is I want to highlight and show exactly what I'm talking about with this spin axis bias to the right. I'm effectively now hitting full fades, but if you go and actually look at the data on a GC3 or even the MLM2 Pro, which I did show a comparison between the MLM2 Pro and the Eye Mini, the MLM2 Pro is more accurate with spin axis at the moment. I know Uneekor can fix this. I know they are aware of it now. They've actually contacted me and said they are aware of this issue. So hopefully it gets fixed soon. But to me, when you're paying, you know, over 8,000 Australian dollars for this unit, this really shouldn't be an issue. I personally feel like the most important thing with a launch monitor is accuracy, and that is ball accuracy and club accuracy. And if you're not achieving those two things, especially at this price point, you really need to have a long, hard think about the product you're putting out. Okay, enough said. Let's get started with the test. We're going to start off with 60-yard shots, so 60-yard carry shots. I'm going to be paying attention to spin axis. I'll put the Foresight data up there so you can see as well. And yeah, let's get started. So first off, I know what people are going to say. They're going to say you can't run two units side by side like this because there might be some issues with the data. I acknowledge that, and I will be doing a video where I do separate tests with these devices and conducting 10 shots, and I will do that. But today, I just wanted to do a head-to-head comparison. The other thing I wanted to say is I'm out here at DPC Sodgrass, and I've got this tucked right-hand pin on this 16th green. I've chosen that for a reason because I really want to show the effects of having too much of a right spin axis bias and how it can affect your game. My game has gotten considerably worse over the past couple of months due to the fact that the launch monitor is not giving me accurate data, so my swing has now gotten worse. And also, when you have a unit that isn't reading things correctly, you can just get misreads, and you'll hit a good shot, it'll spin right off the planet and go in the water, and then you've got penalty shots, etc. Your score's going to add up. You can kind of manage this, so I've been managing it when I play my SGT Pro rounds by aiming like 10 yards left on every shot and just playing this big slice. but sometimes you can't account for it. Sometimes this thing will just send a wild hook. So there's no rhyme or reason. Hopefully today you'll be able to see with the GC3 giving us good solid data, the actual issues that I'm talking about. All right, first shot, 60-yard carry. Okay, that was a really nice shot. As you can see, we've hit it in the water. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. So let's dig into that. Carry yardage, exactly the same on both units. Ball data, so ball speeds, pretty much exactly the same on both units. Let's have a look at the actual spin axis though. So it was a little fade. The Foresight picked that up as a 340 right spin. The Uneekor Eye Mini picked it up as 1,000 or 1,400 essentially right spin, causing a massive slice, and we've just hit it in the water, and now we're taking a drop, and you know, we're essentially adding 2 or 3 shots to our scorecard. Right. For some reason, the GC3 didn't pick that up. It looks like the Wi-Fi's dropped out. So I will reconnect that. But what I'll do is I'll put up a picture of the actual unit so you guys can actually see that. Okay, we are back. Hopefully that has worked. Let's go for shot number 2, 60 yards. Really nice shot there. Okay, we've hit it in the water again. It didn't work for some reason. That is very odd. I'll put up another picture, but again, what you're going to see is obviously a massive slice from the Eye Mini. Again, proving the point that, you know, it went in the water. Looking at the GC3, it was a fade, but only very slightly. I mean, it's almost a dead straight shot. So 190 right spin versus 900. So massive, massive difference. Okay, third time lucky. Hopefully the Wi-Fi in the app works now. Okay. And this is what I've started doing. I've started pulling it because I know I'm going to fade it massively. As you can see, we had it come up on the app finally. So 1150 right spin on the Eye Mini versus 244 right spin on the Foresight. I've started noticing that because I am fading these shots so much, my swing has started to just pull the shot, because just subconsciously my body's going, if I do hit a good shot and come down correctly, I'm going to end up in the water. So my brain has just started forcing me to come over the top and make my swing worse, essentially, rather than do a good swing and hit it right in the water. So we'll do a couple more of these shots now that it's working on the app. At least then you guys can see all of the data. Okay, that one there, you know, we had a 172 right spin on the Eye Mini versus a little draw on the Foresight. Both of them started slightly left. Little pull again. Okay. Again, it's hard for me to actually commit to a good swing. I'm always now just subconsciously wanting to come over the top. That shot there, we had 900 right spin on the Eye Mini versus 287 right spin on the Foresight. Let's dig into some of this other data as well. I'm sure you guys are looking at it, but spin rates were pretty good. Ball speeds were really good. Carry distances were really good. So, I mean, all of that looks good. The actual carry distance on the Eye Mini is 61.4. We had 61.3 on the actual Foresight. So, I mean, those carry distances are fantastic. It's 62.1 in GS Pro. All right, let's do one more of these shots and then we'll move back. A little bit hard. Swung a little bit harder at that one, but what I was trying to do is just do a really neutral swing. We had a right spin axis on the Eye Mini, 263 right. We actually had a decent draw on the Foresight, which is what I was trying to show. I know I said that was the last one, but I will hit one more shot just because I feel like when I do swing neutral, I want to show the actual ball flight on the Foresight. Okay, that one there. I mean, again, we had pretty much a dead straight shot on the Eye Mini. It was a slight draw on the Foresight. So pretty much though, all of those shots there, those little 60-yard shots, every single shot had more of a right fade bias or spin axis on the Eye Mini. even that one there, it was dead straight on the Eye Mini. It was actually a draw on the Foresight. You saw that the early shots, the couple of shots that I hit early on, massive slices with the Eye Mini. I mean, so much so that the distance was good, but they ended up in the water because they had like 1100, 1200 right spin, which is just absolutely ridiculous for a shot on that length. That was the 60-yard shots. Now let's move back, because I want to move back and hit some longer shots and just see if this right spin axis or right bias continues the further we move back. Spoiler alert, it does. Okay, pitching wedge length. Let's see how we go. Again, I've got to remind myself to just swing normal, swing neutral, instead of hitting pull fades on every shot. Okay, we had a baby draw on the Eye Mini that time. Pretty decent shot. And we had a bigger draw on the Foresight there. So again, I'm hitting, you know, a big significant draw to get a baby draw on the Eye Mini. So it hasn't been good for my swing. It hasn't been good for my shot shape, because now when I go play outside, I notice that I'm hitting way more of a draw, almost a hook, where, you know, it should be, according to the Eye Mini, a dead straight shot or a fade. Okay, let's do another pitching wedge. Not the best shot. Hit that heavy. But again, looking at the data, it was actually a slight fade on the Eye Mini, 78 right, so almost dead straight. We did have a draw on the Foresight again. Looking at the other data, so ball speeds look pretty good, 97 versus 97.5. Carry distances, again, were really good between both units. Spin rates, again, pretty good with both units. So everything looks good, just the actual spin axis. Okay, another bad swing. But the data is going to be good. So what I have done today is I haven't actually warmed up for this. And the reason for that is because I am going to hit it a lot worse in this session than I generally would once I'm warmed up. I think that's kind of good, because it's going to show you what it looks like on mishits as well as solid shots. So in that shot there, for instance, the Eye Mini had pretty much a dead straight shot, or 192 left spin. The Foresight showed a significant draw of 894 left spin. Ball speed's really good. Carry distances are really good between both units. Everything looks good apart from the spin axis. Okay, let's see if we can hit a solid shot. No, not solid again. That was definitely a hook. And again, we're seeing more of a left spin on the Foresight versus the Eye Mini. Okay, that was better. That was a nice shot. Okay, so that was a nice shot, nice swing. This is what I want to dig into. So I've hit a decent pitching wedge there. It felt pretty good. My swing speed's slow. I am warming up. What we saw there, ball speeds, a little bit of a discrepancy, but they've been pretty much spot on the whole time. Carry distances, pretty close to one another. We had 130 on the Eye Mini, we had 132 on the Foresight. Look at the spin axis. So it felt like a good swing. Spin axis was 400 and right on the Eye Mini, which resulted in a shot that went in the water, which is going to absolutely hose your score over. On the Foresight, we had a baby draw. This is what is killing me with the Eye Mini right now, is that I just cannot trust the ball flight. That's, you know, a discrepancy of what, 664 there or thereabouts. So this is definitely affecting my swing, and it's definitely affecting my rounds and also my golf outdoors. Okay, let's do one more pitching wedge. Okay, not the best strike. Again, it was a little draw. Looking at the results, a little draw on the Eye Mini, a more significant draw on the Foresight. Carry distance is really good. Ball speeds look really good. They're, you know, 102.8 on the Eye Mini versus 104 on the Foresight. So with ball speed on the Foresight, it doesn't round it off. So that could be 103.6, which is within, you know, a mile an hour. It's going to get reported as 104. So we'll take that with a grain of salt, but they're pretty much identical. Let's hit one more. I know I've said I'll hit one more, but we'll do one more. Okay, decent strike. Let's look at the results. So again, the Eye Mini, we've had 745 right spin in the water versus the Foresight, which did start right, but went dead straight. We've had a shot that started right and went dead straight on the Foresight versus a slice essentially on the Eye Mini. And that is what is hosing my rounds over. I will put the shot tracer on. Let's move back to 7-iron distance. Okay, 7 irons now, and I have kind of picked this hole because I know it was going to highlight the issues and what I've been experiencing with the Eye Mini. So yeah, I guess it's the worst possible scenario for the Eye Mini. Okay, decent strike. So that one there, we had a baby draw from the Eye Mini. We had more of a significant draw from the Foresight. All the other data looks pretty good. We had 119 ball speed on the Foresight, 117.6 on the Eye Mini. All of that data looks pretty good, to be honest. Again, though, we're seeing more of a significant draw on the Foresight. That was a really nice shot. Felt really solid. Again, we've had a baby draw on the Eye Mini, more of a significant draw on the Foresight. Ball speeds look pretty good. Carry distances look pretty good. Yeah, the only real discrepancy there, even start line was good, 1.7 versus 1.9. The only issue we're seeing there is the Foresight would have had that drawing back to the target and probably been on the green, whereas the Eye Mini, it didn't draw back enough and it's in the water. But it is starting to be less of an issue at 7-iron distance, but it is still there. It's still apparent. Okay, not the best strike. Caught it slightly heavy, but again, we're seeing a similar result. 206 left spin versus 465, so a more of a draw on the Foresight again. We're probably seeing about a 200 or 300 RPM difference in terms of left spin. Early on with the wedges, it was like, 600 to 1,000 difference. It seems to be less with the 7-iron, but it is still there. Okay, that'll be interesting. I didn't hit that great. Was definitely heavy. We had 249 right spin on the Eye Mini versus a very, very slight draw on the Foresight, pretty much dead straight. So they both took off 1.5 degrees right. The Foresight had a baby draw, almost dead straight. The Eye Mini had a fade. Both would have probably ended up in the water there, but the Eye Mini was further right. Again, seeing that consistent theme of a right spin axis bias on the Eye Mini. Solid shot, really nice shot there. Okay, so we had ball speeds pretty much identical, both 120. Carry distances pretty much identical. Start lines both 0.3 left. Look at the spin axis though. We had pretty much a dead straight shot from the Eye Mini. We've had a 346 left, so a nice draw on the Foresight. Again, we're seeing about a 300 RPM difference with a 7-iron. Okay, let's do one more 7-iron. Really solid strike there. Felt good. Again, both shots started slightly right. We had more of a draw with the Foresight. It pretty much went dead straight with the Eye Mini. So that is 7-iron. What I'm starting to see is massive right spin axis bias on the shorter shots. And then it seems to be the longer I go back, the less of a discrepancy there is between the two units. It's going to be interesting. I'm about to hit 4-iron, which is a shot that I'm actually not looking forward to where this pin's placed on the green, but I'm just going to take dead aim. I'm just going to go straight at the pin and we'll just see what happens. 220, 4-iron in hand. Water right. Oh, hit that heavy. Not a good strike. We're in the water. We had a 274 right spin axis with the Eye Mini. We actually had 158 left with the Foresight. I mean, the theme continues. Ball speeds are identical, carry distances are identical. It's really cool to see ball speeds identical. That's good. Both took off slightly right. Spin was very similar. Again, it's just the spin axis. It's funny, we're still seeing it with 4-iron. I thought it would have almost leveled off with the 4-iron, but we're still seeing it. Towed that one, so it should draw, which it has. Okay, interesting. We had ball speeds very similar. Again, everything very similar, both starting 1.3 right. Look at the spin axis now. We've had 335 left from the Eye Mini, 204 left from the Foresight. And this is what I was saying before. When the actual Eye Mini does register a shot going left, or if you hit a wild hook, it seems to exaggerate it a lot more than it does on the Foresight. I don't think I'll need to try, but I will try and hit a wild hook eventually. I might do it at the end of the test. Right now, we'll just hit standard shots. But yeah, keep an eye on that. That was flush. Do not want that one back. Maybe I do. Go! Oh no, it's in the water. Hit that one really good. Look at this. Both of them had the exact same spin axis there. So 129 from the Eye Mini, 128 from the Foresight. That is cool to see. Pretty much all that data there is identical across the board. That's fantastic. So we've had our first shot that's actually read the same on both units there. Another really good shot. Starting to get warmed up now. So we had a 171 left spin axis on the Eye Mini. We had a 288 left spin axis on the Foresight. So again, the Foresight showing a little bit more of a draw. Not much, but a little bit more of a draw. That's almost in the water. Everything else looks pretty good. Ball speeds within 1 mile an hour. Carry distances, there's a yard in it, a couple of yards. Everything looks good there. Spins, a couple of 100 RPM, backspin. Spin axis though, we are seeing a very, very slight discrepancy. We've got to be picky because that's the theme we've been seeing this whole test. It's got to go. Oh, I'm not going to take out any shot from this test as well. You will see every single shot that I've hit. Again, look at that speed. Speed's a little bit different. So 132 on the Eye Mini versus 134 on the Foresight. Spin axis, again, we're seeing 200 left spin or 224 left spin on the Foresight, 35 left on the Eye Mini. So slight discrepancy there. Both of them with horizontal launch look pretty good, within half a degree. Carry distance slightly off there, 4 yards difference. A little bit skinny, but I thought that was a pretty good shot. Look at the spin axis. I mean, 433 right on the Eye Mini versus 102 left on the Foresight. So again, a baby draw on the Foresight. It's been consistent this whole time. Now all of a sudden we've had a 433 right spin that's just come out of nowhere on the Eye Mini. I mean, it felt like a solid shot, maybe a groove low, so a little thin. Apart from that, it felt pretty good. We've just seen a massive fade from the Eye Minis. I mean, that just completely hoses your round over. And this is exactly what I've found for the past 2-3 months trying to play SGT. Not a good shot, duffed it. Spin axis there, we had 357 left on the Eye Mini versus 312 on the Foresight. So the Eye Mini is actually showing a bigger hook there than the Foresight. Not too bad. We had, I mean, yep, baby fade or dead straight from the Eye Mini versus a draw on the Foresight again. So slight discrepancy, not a huge amount, but there is a difference, especially with that one shot that just went 500 right spin on the Eye Mini. Let's move back to driver. Okay, so we've come back to the 14th hole. We're just gonna hit a couple of drives down there. We'll see how we go. First driver swing of the day. Not bad, we'll take it. So, interesting. Dead straight shot from the Eye Mini. We actually had a slight baby fade there from the Foresight. So that is very interesting. In terms of ball speeds, That's what I'm interested in as well. 157 from the Eye Mini. We had 158 from the Foresight. Again, that 158 from the Foresight could be 157.6. They rounded up to 158. So to me, that's acceptable. It's within tolerances. Okay, we've had 155 left spin from the Eye Mini. We've had a dead straight shot there from the Foresight. Looking at the ball speeds, identical. That's really cool to see. 158.4 from the Eye Mini, 158 from the Foresight. Both launch directions are good. Spin rates, seem slightly lower on the Eye Mini, but both pretty good, within tolerances. Overall, that data looks amazing. The funny thing is, both units, I've got 272 yards carry on my Eye Mini, 273 yards carry on the Foresight. The GS Pro algorithm is spitting out 267. I know the GS Pro algorithm is based on a GC quad, but I mean, overall, all the data there is fantastic. Okay, another good drive. And the data there looks, I mean, it looks really accurate. 158.7 ball speed versus 160. They both the units actually say 275 yards carry. Spin axis, 166 left spin on the Eye Mini, 126 left spin on the Foresight, and spin rates are within, 100, give or take 71 RPM. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. Good data there from both units. Everything looks good. Towed that one. Should be a tow hook, which it is. Both units showing the exact same data. 768 left spin on the Eye Mini, 635 left spin on the Foresight. Both of them are showing a lower spin, which is accurate. It's all perfect there. 5 degrees right start angle. I mean, that is just exactly what that shot would have done in real life. Okay, little draw down the fairway. Both units showing the exact same data, 158 ball speed. The ball speeds are fantastic. They are spot on. We've had a 379 left spin from the Eye Mini, a 338 left spin on the Foresight. So it looks like driver is actually pretty incredibly accurate between both units. So this is weird. It's almost like the shorter shots have this massive right fade bias on the Eye Mini. The further you get back, the better it seems to get in terms of spin axis. Very, very strange. Let's hit a couple more drivers. Okay, that was definitely right. Looking at the data, we had 530 right spin on the Eye Mini versus 397 right or 400 right on the Foresight. So both are right. I definitely didn't hit that good. It was a bit out the heel, so you're seeing a bit of gear effect. Both of them went right. Ball speeds look pretty good. Spin kicked up on both of them. So all that data looks good. We are seeing a bit more of a fade on the Eye Mini though than the Foresight. Okay, that'd be interesting, because I didn't think that was slicing that much. We had ball speeds 161 versus 161. Good. Spin axis 663 right on the Eye Mini versus 300 right on the Foresight. It's still kind of there. The Eye Mini showing more of a significant fade, double, than the actual Foresight. So that shot there, if that was the Foresight, that would have probably been right side of the fairway, maybe just in the rough. Whereas with the Eye Mini, I'm up in the trees. Okay, so that one there, we had ball speeds again, identical. Spin rates, pretty much identical. Looking at the side spin though, 112 right versus 130 left. We're seeing a difference of about 200 spin, where the Foresight had a slight draw, the Eye Minis had a slight fade there. Tried to rip that one. Again, look at the spin axis. 279 right on the Eye Mini. We had 130 left on the Foresight. So we're seeing a fade versus a draw. Both started right, but spin axis slightly off. Okay, 276 left spin on the Eye Mini, 516 on the Foresight. Again, I feel like I'm on repeat, but we're seeing more of a draw shape, shot shape with the Foresight versus the Eye Mini. So cool, that is gonna be driver test. That's the driver test complete. Okay, that is the first of many tests. I will be comparing this thing to the MLM2 Pro. I'm going to be doing individual tests next. So I'm going to get the data from the actual Eye Mini without the Foresight on. So there's going to be no complaints of interference. I'm going to do individual tests with both units and the MLM2 Pro. Stay tuned. If you like that, please hit subscribe. Please like this video, share this video. Any comments or questions, leave them down below and I will catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.